So I wanted to make this video to clear some things up. I never claimed to like Piratesoftware or Jason, nor did I ever claim that he was a good person. In fact, my opinion of him is actually pretty negative. I don't much like the guy, to be completely honest, but I want to make this video to highlight the main 3 reasons why I don't much like him or agree with him on most things. And as for the people watching for a response on my opinion on Stop Killing Games, that will be the next video I put out, so stay tuned. Now, to my knowledge, there is no scientific research to back this up. However, I find personally that IQ and ego usually have a large overlap. And what I mean by this is that, in my observation, people on the mid to high range of IQ generally tend to have an inflated ego, and a sense of being smarter than everyone else. Myself and my brother are good examples of this. And trust me when I say that we both have pretty big egos, and we both have had a problem with always wanting to be the smartest person in the room. In my opinion, Jason also suffers from this. Being someone who is clearly mid-high IQ range, it's naturally easier for him to learn information and retain it, and when he has a bunch of viewers asking him a slew of questions about things he knows a lot about, it creates an echo chamber of ego stroking, to the point of affecting growth in that knowledge. One of the biggest gripes that people have on this specific aspect of Jason is that he loves to leave out required context in a lot of situations, and in doing so, always ensures that any argument he makes is always the most valid take on the situation. However, when you gain full context, most of his arguments tend to fall apart pretty quickly. Now, I know a lot of you have probably seen my video on the video Jason made, and there seems to be quite a bit of misunderstanding about my stance on it. The only part of Jason's argument I agreed with was that the wording should be much clearer. However, it was brought to my attention that Jason once again decided to leave out a lot of context. Now, I'm never going to intentionally lie, I don't believe in that, and most of what I knew of this situation was from videos like Asmongold, Some Ordinary Gamers, and Jason's video. That being said, I do need to take responsibility for the fact that I decided to cover a topic that I was not very well informed on, and I will be heavily researching the entire situation for my next video. From what I now understand of the situation, Jason cherry-picked parts and pieces of the initiative without providing full context, as we've stated he tends to do. Another good example of this is his takes on AI.
Any chance you can give E your take on AI and if him cooked as software dev?
I'm going to be as honest as I can with you about this. AI currently is not in a form that is monetizable to the general public. It is run almost entirely off of venture capital or corporate interest capital. There is no indication that will change anytime soon. You have a business with no business model. This seems like a poppable bubble to me. The second thing outside of that is we are now 3 to 4 years into every software engineer losing their job in 6 months to AI. Seems to be going well.
So, yeah, he's completely wrong about that. Examples of AI-driven layoffs. Microsoft laid off 6,000 employees, including software developers and middle managers, as it invests in AI and pivots to AI-driven solutions. IBM paused hiring in roles that could be replaced by AI, impacting approximately 26,000 employees in HR and administrative support. Salesforce cut 1,000 jobs to shift its focus towards AI-driven solutions. Dell eliminated 2,500 jobs as it transitioned to AI-powered infrastructure. Google has reduced its workforce significantly and is sharpening its focus on AI.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. Yeah, no. Eat shit.
The worst thing for me is his unwillingness to admit that he's wrong about a lot of things, and the fact that he has just been bullheadedly inflammatory for little reason. Saying things like coding Jesus is basically a grifter trying to scam people.
It's just another, YouTube grifter trying to fight for relevance, dude. That's all that shit is. All too common these days.
And again, Jason couldn't handle his ego being hurt, so he responded with anger. And then there's the whole smart fridge situation, which I'll just let Coding Jesus speak for himself here.
It is irrelevant to increase performance on a game that runs on a smart fridge.
The day my devastating video on Piratesoftware's slop lighting system dropped, he did an 8-hour cope stream, justifying the slop by referring to the fact that his game runs on a smart fridge. So let's analyze what's really going on. Here's the video of Heartbound running, quote-unquote, on a smart fridge. Let's rewind a little. What do we notice here? We notice that the game is actually being run on a laptop and streamed to the fridge using a Raspberry Pi device. If we zoom in a little closer, you can see it says connecting to Heartbridge, which is the name of the laptop and the hotspot connection he set up. In this case, the screen simply acts as a controller. Everything is running on the laptop, and the actual output is just being streamed back to the smart fridge. The fridge isn't computing anything itself. To emphasize this, here's a video of a washing machine running Death Stranding.
So when your game runs at perfect performance on a smart fridge inside of a Lowe's, come back and talk shit.
And that's just a few of the many examples of him unnecessarily fanning the flames in arguments. I still maintain what I said in my previous video. We all need to remember he's just a guy, and it's just opinions. Everyone has been taking this stuff so seriously that I feel like we need to lighten up a bit. But with that said, we do need to hold people accountable for manipulating information in their favor. Before this video drags on too long, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you like this video, then like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out in the long run. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.